Hey guys, so some of you have been asking for an update on my 180-gallon system, and I just wanted to make a quick video and update you. I actually had an update about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, posting my progress with the tank, but since I didn't get around to uploading it, I figured I'd just make this one. So if you couldn't tell by the video, I actually tore my tank completely down. The reason being, I was having some nuisance algae issues for about 7 months. We believed it to be dino, but I wasn't 100% sure. All I knew was I wasn't able to keep any corals. All my corals were dying. Even my fish weren't doing that well. The LPS and my softies and my LPS corals were doing okay. The problem was I primarily, if you've watched my videos in the past, I primarily wanted this to be an SPS aquarium, and I couldn't keep those corals alive even though my calcium levels, my magnesium levels, and alkalinity levels were all fine. My phosphate levels were at 0 at the point of breaking down the tank, but this algae still existed. I know that algae can consume phosphates, giving you inaccurate readings. However, I installed a phosphate reactor in case that was the situation, and it did not help at all. I left the phosphate reactor on there for about 2 months, saw no improvement. The algae looked like it was going away. I think in my last video I even said, hey, this algae looks like it's going away, so that's a good sign. After I made that video, it bloomed and just got worse and worse and worse. One day I came down to check on my tank, and literally overnight, guys, all my SPS, my acros, bird's nest coral, everything was bleach white. It might have been RTN. I don't know what was causing the issue. But this is what I did to take care of it. So, and when I say I rebuilt the tank, it's not like I got algae and I just gave up. Like I said, I had been battling it for about 7 months, and I believe the cause of it was me transferring over my 90-gallon system into this system. In this hobby, it's really important to stay patient and go very, very slow. I saw a meme one time that said the faster you go, the harder you crash, and that's 100% accurate with this hobby, and that's what I believe happened to me. I moved everything over from my 90-gallon system into this tank. I never cycled this aquarium. I used all my water, all my sand, all my rocks from my 90. And when I did this, I also put in a little bit of new rock, but I didn't give the tank time to get that biological, that bacteria established in the aquarium. So whether or not that was the case, like I said, I asked a couple of people who have had experience in this hobby for 30 years, and they said more than likely it's from establishing the tank too fast. And at this point, I worked with them to try everything to resolve that issue. And though I agree patience is key in this hobby, I didn't have the patience to keep dealing with the algae. I said, I've had enough. It's been over a half a year. I want to love this tank again. It was depressing coming down here and seeing it. So I broke it down. When I broke it down, I took all of my rock and I put it in a 45-gallon tub. I filled that tub with RO water, got the salinity to about 1, and then I added hydrogen peroxide. I let the rocks sit in the hydrogen peroxide for about 48 hours. Well, that was after scrubbing them. So I scrubbed the algae off in RO water, then I put them in the bucket. Let them sit in the hydrogen peroxide for about 48 hours. They remained in complete darkness for about a week. I then even took it one step further, took the rocks out and let them dry out. So basically killing anything I had on these rocks, guys. So I wouldn't say they're dry rock at this point because there probably is dying matter within the rocks themselves, but I would say the algae on the surface is completely dead. I also took out my sand bed and I replaced my sand bed altogether. It's all brand new sand. All new water, no water from the previous tank. This is 100% brand new water. And when I cleaned the tank out, I didn't sterilize it or anything. I sterilized my pumps. I let the tank run, so I let the tank dry out. I let it run with fresh water for a couple of days, fresh RO water. Scrubbed as good as I could those overflows and the pumps. I replaced some of my tubes, my plumbing, and this is it today. So currently I re-aquascaped the aquarium. The sand, so I aquascaped the aquarium after getting my salt salinity right. I added the sand bed, and I'm actually really happy with how the rocks came out. A lot happier than I was with my previous aquascape. Let's zoom in now. And this is the tank I'm holding the corals in currently. This is a little 14-gallon. Like I said, I don't have a lot left, so it's not like they're jammed in there or anything. Back up a second. So here's my current aquascape. So like I said, I'm really, really happy with this. I think it looks like I don't know. If you guys don't like it, you know, obviously let me know, but this isn't your tank, it's mine. So in reality, it's really whatever makes you happy and is functional with the aquarium. I always like to eliminate as much dead spots as I can. So on this side, I have my right island. So I do have a 2-island thing going on. If you guys look, it kind of has a hook to it. So it starts closer to the front glass and then goes around to the back overflow. We got some nice caves in there. So we don't have a lot of dead spots in this new setup. And if you guys can tell, the lights are off, and I'm missing a radion. I'll go over that in a second as well. Here is, I just honestly had these 3 rocks and just made a little kind of shelf for some coral eventually. I switched sand, so I'm no longer using the sugar grain sand, I'm using a thicker grain sand. Then we got the left side of the aquarium, which I have all this branchy rock kind of together, creating this big arc, and then a nice cave. Again, this side, it has a lot more depth to it than it looks just from seeing the front of the tank, but it kind of goes, it takes advantage of the depth we get with the 180-gallon aquarium, and then that nice kind of, I don't know, canyon. I'll call it a canyon on it back there. Get a side shot for you. Comes out. So yeah, like I said, very, very happy with how the aquascape turned out. If you guys have any questions, by all means, let me know. I'm happy to help out, and if you guys have any recommendations for me, let me know. I believe in constructive criticism. I don't like going on these YouTube videos and seeing everyone just like bashing other people's decisions, and we're all part of the hobby, so I think we should kind of try to work together. So yeah, that's the shot of the tank, and here, the light's actually just shut off, so you're not really going to be able to see it, but I have my radion hanging over this tank. This is a 60-gallon acrylic tank. This is where I'm holding my fish, so my clowns, my tangs, they're in here. Just for, you know, just until the tank cycles. Like I said, I'm going to take my time with this tank, probably let it go for a month or 2 until that cycle's complete. So I just set up everything about a week ago, I think it's been running, and currently my ammonia is at 1 parts per million, and that is probably due to the dying matter in the live rock. I've also added some fish food, so some just frozen shrimp to kick off that cycle. I am not going to be using fish. I know a lot of people do and a lot of people don't, and I agree with the people who do not use fish to cycle their aquarium. The ammonia is very toxic to the fish, and when I'm in this hobby, I try to treat all the animals in my tank with the best care I possibly can, and I don't think exposing them to that type of toxicity is treating them how I would want to be treated. So I know they're fish, but we got to take care of them, guys, if you want them to live long and have a healthy life. So I am just going to wait, be patient. I will go over the cycle process, so I will be posting videos of this tank as it goes through that cycle. And hopefully keep you guys more updated than I have been. Like I said, I've been battling that algae for a really long time and just been really discouraged with the tank. So I appreciate everyone checking in, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.